Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a wacky Wednesday of cooking. What I've decided to do this evening, thinking about the holidays and different things that happen over the holidays, and looking at our hors d'oeuvres as company come over. But there's always that one person that's left out. That vegetarian, the vegan, the pescatarian that's there, that's subjected to the crudité platter on the other side with two little dips, and that's all they can eat. So I was thinking about them and said, you know what? We can do better than that. So tonight we're going to do two appetizers for you, one being a homemade spring roll and the other being a stuffed mushroom. We're going to talk about both of them. Now, as I'm starting preparing, I have some fresh cabbage that I am chopping up along with some carrots to get all those in. And of course, we're talking about our vegetarians tonight. So that's the direction we're going to go, and that's where we're going to leave it. We're not going to jump into a bunch of other things. Now, you can always add some chicken, add some shrimp, add some shredded pork, all of that. But we're worried about our vegetarians and our vegans tonight. So we're going to do that and doing our nice little chop for them and getting it all the way through. With our cabbage, we're just going to chop it up real nice. You're not going to do a pre-blanching of it because what happens is you're going to overcook it on that side. And then we have our carrots. Our carrots are ready to go, and we also have a little celery here and some minced garlic. You can never go wrong with those items. Simply for that, you're going to go to your regular grocery store and get you some wonton wraps. They're very simple, all different types. You have the translucent, you have some that are a little more creamier in the inside. So you're there. You're going to first take your wrap and you're going to dip it in some warm water. Because what happens, that water is going to make it a little more pliable for you to do and for you to do your wrap and get everything in there. Let it sit in there about 10 seconds or so. Just to get a little pliable so you're ready to rock and roll. While you're doing this, something I rarely do, very rarely do, but I have a pot already warming with some corn oil. Corn oil, just simple corn oil, not flour, not vegetable, corn oil warming, and we're actually going to fry our spring rolls. Like I said, something I normally don't do, but and that's frying. So once we get it in there, your wraps are nice and pliable. Very simple. You're going to pull your wrap on your board. Take a little bit of your cabbage, your celery, and your carrots. And you're simply just going to fold it in, just like a good old pocket. Fold it and roll. All you're going to do, fold and roll. And you're there. Simple. That's all you have to do. Your next step, you're simply just going to drop it in your oil, and bam, you're done. Your vegetarian, your pescatarian, they can now have something to eat, something to dine on. It's very simple. It doesn't take a lot of preparation. Now, I have my oven set at 400 degrees, getting ready for our stuffed mushrooms. We're going to do some stuffed cremini mushrooms with spinach, artichokes, and a little provolone. The real trick to dealing with mushrooms is the fact that you need to make sure to clean them real good. Get all in the inside, get you a smaller spoon and kind of dig in and get everything out and make sure it's nice and clean. What I've done, I've already chopped up some artichoke hearts, canned artichoke hearts, some fresh spinach, and some provolone. And I added, yes, a little minced garlic and sun-dried tomatoes inside, just to give it a little color. And this would be something that's a little hearty for your vegetarians. Trust me, more than your vegetarians will be eating this. This is one of those where you could easily add some fresh crab meat or some chicken or some beef. A nice little flank steak, sear it, and chop it on down and put it in there. You can even mince it, put it in your food processor. So we're going to take a spoon and simply pull up our filling. We're going to get that filling down into our mushrooms. You can get a nice little healthy stack to it, because what's going to happen, everything that we're putting in there is going to cook down a little bit. Those artichokes are already ready. The spinach is fresh. You know, it doesn't take long for spinach to pop down. You want to get it in, get you a nice little mound, and move it in. And it's up to you. You don't have to cut them all the way down. You take here, I actually left my artichoke a little whole and put them. And you'll be ready to go. While those are cooking, you can prepare a wonderful charcuterie board. Get your board out and get some things in. I'm using 2 different sauces tonight. And I'm using a good old, what we call yum yum sauce that you generally get at your Japanese steakhouse. And then an Asian chili sauce on my board. So when we start looking, cleaning as we go, and looking at presentation, it gives us something with our board. A wonderful presentation for our vegetarians. We have our spring rolls, we have our mushrooms, and of course, you know I can never let you go without a good taste. You slice one of those mushrooms up. That gives you a chance to look in the inside. Look at there. Wonderful. Amazing. A great feeling inside. It's something you can do. I know sometimes I think about my mother and one of my sisters, where I know I got to add a little meat to it, or just lie to them and say there's meat in it and let them eat it. So they can go there. We want to look at our spring roll. Make sure we have a clean knife for this. Give it a nice little cut on the diagonal. I'll let you look in the inside so you can see those carrots, that cabbage. Let's just fry it right on down. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Of course, like I said, we have our 2 sauces. My personal preference is the chili sauce because I like a little spice. But the yum yum sauce is great as well. Give us a nice little dip. And we're ready to go. So that's 2 appetizers for us. For the holidays, for our vegetarians, for our vegans, for our pescatarians. So you have a veggie spring roll and a stuffed cremini mushrooms with avocado and spinach inside. Something great for you. So we're ready to go for the holidays. Bon appetit.